Clear Cooperation 8.0. What's that all about? You're in luck. We've got the answer. Well, our guests have it on the next Short Takes episode of the Royal Palmcast, which begins right now.
From the studios of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association in Fort Myers, Florida, this episode is a Short Takes edition of the Royal Palmcast with your host, Jim Sanville.
Hello and welcome to the Royal Palmcast. This is a special Short Takes edition of our Palmcast. I'm Jim Sanville, your host, and we're here in beautiful, sunny Fort Myers, Florida, coming to you from the production studio of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association. I'm here with Jerry Johnson, producer extraordinaire, and a couple of special guests we'll introduce to you in just a moment. Jerry, everything okay in your world?
Yeah, it's great.
Jerry.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, I can't see you. I hope everything's okay. I'm going to take your word for it, Jerry.
Good.
Thanks for being here, running the board today, and the department. You're doing a great job. I also want to make sure I give a formal introduction to our two guests. They've been on the show before. You may remember them. Matt Magowan, director of the Florida Gulf Coast MLS. He's been a banker, a mortgage loan officer, and a realtor. And Cindy Cornman, and she is our Supra Service Director. Supra Services, multiple services, right, for the Florida Gulf Coast MLS.
And she's super at it.
Supra, wicked Supra. Indeed she is. And Cindy's been in the customer service world as well as accounting. Welcome, guys. How are you today?
Thank you. Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Matt's doing great. Cindy,
Thank you. Good.
You're doing well, too. Today, we want to get right into the topic. This is something that is pretty important. We want to make sure people fully understand this because you really need to know. If you're a realtor, if you're out there selling houses, listing houses, you got to know about this stuff. This is about a new policy that went into effect June 1. And is it June 1, Matt?
It went into effect May 1st.
May 1.
Actually, it went into effect January 1st, and then we implemented May 1st.
May 1st.
Yeah.
May 1st.
Good question, though. Good question.
Well, it's in effect now. We know that.
Yes.
And we're recording this around the 4th of July, so it is definitely in effect and has been for a couple of months. So talk to me, Matt, about what Clear Cooperation 8.0 is.
Well, what I'll do is I'll paraphrase the definition for you. What it states is within one business day of marketing a property to the public, the listing broker must submit the listing to the MLS for cooperation with other participants. So what is marketing to the public? Public marketing includes, but it's not limited to, flyers, flyers displayed in windows, yard signs, websites, brokerage websites, brokerage listing networks, and typically any application that's available to the public.
Mm-hmm. What's the idea? What's the driving force behind this rule?
The biggest force behind this rule is to get rid of pocket listings and the coming soons.
Pocket listings.
Right, those are listings where you say, you know what, I'm going to let everyone know I've got this listing coming to market, but let's see if we can sell it before it actually hits the market. So that's really the effort, because that really goes against the spirit of the MLS, which is cooperating with brokers, offering compensation. And more so, it goes against the spirit of helping the seller, because you're not giving that seller the exposure that they deserve.
So perhaps that keeps the price down, potentially?
Well, it can. It can keep the price down for sure. It really is. It can keep it away from fair market value. It's really not giving that property, that listing, an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And so this was how widespread a problem were pocket listings?
It's widespread enough for the National Association to actually implement the policy. So I believe this has been a long time coming. They've been working on it for a while, and so here it is.
So what do realtors need to know about how to avoid this?
Well, you know what? I'll let Cindy kind of speak to that.
They just have to be sure that they don't do any type of marketing. So that includes what most people seem to do right now is put it on Facebook. That's the driving force. Facebook, Instagram, they post something coming soon, but they're not putting it in the MLS. And that, in the spirit of the cooperation and compensation, is in violation.
Right.
So
that'll violate the policy.
Yes.
Not only that, they'll like to send maybe a mass email to former clients, former sellers, former buyers, perhaps mass text messages out. All of those are a violation. So that's what you cannot do. But what can you do, right? So it's kind of limited. Say you're at an office meeting at your brokerage. You can, at the meeting itself, share with other agents in your brokerage within the same BK, I've got a listing coming, and you can let them know. And they can reach out to their clients and tell them about it. You can call individually, one by one, your client list, your buyers and your sellers, and let them know you've got a property coming to market. Individually, you cannot send them text messages. You cannot send them mass text messages because then you're publicly marketing. So that's really limited on what you can do, but that's really about it.
Has there been any confusion around these rules since the implementation?
Well, I tell you, I think we've done a great job communicating out to the brokers, out to the members specifically. But the main confusion there would be the social media posts, right? So just kind of like what Cindy said, hey, I've got this listing coming soon, $399 on the market, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Keep an eye out. Well, you can't do that. Say you have a spouse that shares that on their Facebook, still can't do that. That's still a violation. So it gets pretty intricate. And so what the challenge is here is, okay, what if I've done this? And I'm not ready to put this on the MLS. My seller is going to be upset. It's doing a disservice to my seller. I don't have pictures ready. What do I do? Okay, so you're in a conundrum here. What do? Now you violated the policy and you have to put it on. So the best course of action, if that's the case, would be to put the listing on the MLS and mark it for non-syndication. That's where it doesn't go out to the general public. Members can still see it, so other realtors that are members, but the general public can't. So that way you'll still have time to get your listing prepared, and you're still within, you're still not violating the policy if you do it like that. Remember, just taking the listing or the post down or taking the sign out of the yard does not remedy the violation. The only thing to remedy the violation is to put the listing onto the MLS.
And Matt, I understand there are fines for those who do not comply with the new rules. What are the fines?
Correct, Jim, and they're significant fines. Actually, Cindy, could you mention what our fines are?
Yes, when they imposed this policy, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't a small fine just to discourage people from just doing it anyway. So the first violation fine is $750, a very significant amount to try and prevent people from doing what they're not supposed to be doing. A second violation will get somebody a $1,000 fine. A third violation is $1,500, and if they're on a fourth violation, they can get their services suspended. Fortunately, we're trying to work with agents. We don't want to see them fined for these amounts of money, but we have to impose a significant amount.
That's a really good point. If I could just piggyback on it, I mean, this could add up to about $3,250 and loss of service. And if the agent doesn't pay within 14 days, it goes to the broker to pay. By the way, the broker is notified each time the agent is notified. But what Cindy hit on there is this is not meant to be a moneymaker for your association. We're here to help you, which is why I wanted to make sure that we gave that tip on how to remedy the problem to avoid these large fines. So it's best not to have them. But if you have questions, please call. Because we are here to help.
And how can folks get in touch if they have questions?
You can definitely call our office, 239-936-3537. Anyone on the MLS team can help, or you can ask for myself or for Cindy. And the best way to email this would be mls@rpcra.org. If you find a clear cooperation violation and you'd like to report it, you can email us at the mls@rpcra.org. Please include the name of the agent, possibly the phone number if they have a sign, the address of the property, and perhaps a picture or a screenshot of the Facebook listing or the social marketing that listing that you see there. It's very helpful. Without that, we really can't do anything with the notification.
Yeah, and that's in everybody's best interest if folks go ahead and let you know that there are some violations out there.
Oh, well, what I would say to that is yes, please don't be hesitant when you want to report. You can always report a violation anonymously. We depend on our members, especially for these types of violations, to help us. And again, you don't need to feel bad because you are helping and keeping within the spirit of the MLS.
Thanks very much, Matt. Thank you for the contact information. Cindy, I assume that same information works for you?
That's correct, Jim. It is.
MLS at rpcra.org.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And that music in my head tells me it's time to end this short takes version of the Royal Palmcast. So we're going to say goodbye. Jerry Johnson, thank you so much for everything. And I want to thank Beata Jones, our CEO, for her support, and everyone else here at the association, at the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association of Fort Myers. And be sure to check out our other podcast, Realtor Riff Rap, with host Nick Bagelis, and of course our YouTube video program, Realtor's Corner, with Nick and Joanna Rowell. That's it for me, folks. Thanks very much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to this short takes edition of the Royal Palmcast. For the most current information and updates, stay tuned to our Facebook page and other social media. For our association members, make sure to also look for your Member Weekly newsletter in your email. Sponsorship opportunities now available for this and other RPCRA programming. For more information, email to sponsorships@rpcra.org. Stay connected with RPCRA and stay tuned. This has been a production of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association.